You have brought a sense of patriotism and pride to so many Americans. Not a political thing, but just a love of country.
Well, you know, I love the country. Thank you. I'm a farmer from Sacramento, California. And I was taught some early lessons by my grandparents who raised me.
Yeah.
And about taking care of your neighbor and do what's right. You know, your handshake is your word and those kind of things. I'm very familiar, probably, from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Just when I spent a lot of years in Nevada. I don't know if you know that. I was 20 years there. I was actually a dealer in the casinos as well as a musician, writer, and I played in all of the shows. I worked with the Rat Pack and, you know, the famous people of Vegas years. But when I moved to Tennessee, it was a whole different thing. And I never lost that feeling inside my head that in addition to the country music, of course, that I sang, and I fit into the Nashville community after so many years in the West Coast and started touring around and seeing what a beautiful country it was, because I had never left, really, the West Coast.
Yeah.
Coming to Nashville and touring as an artist, and then suddenly I was thrown in this place where you get adoration all the time. But when I wrote God Bless the USA, it was only one of, I think, maybe 24 songs I'd written in my bus while I was touring.
I was going to ask, the story is you wrote it on the back of your tour bus. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. And I actually had them install when I finally got my own bus. I didn't have to lease one. We had a travel craft pulling the trailer, and we stayed at 1311 Elm Hill Pike, and somebody broke the antenna off my trailer. I said, I got to move, you know. So we finally moved into a place where I could protect it. And then we leased a bus for a while. And then I bought a bus, and we bought 2 buses, and then 3, and 2 tractor trailers, production company. We got up to speed. But I said, in order to keep my mind on my music, I need to have a piano. I'm a piano player and a sax player. And by the way, that guy's fabulous on the saxophone.
Thank you. PJ? There you go. It ain't bad when Lee Greenwood thinks you're good.
So I want to come back. I want to come back and bring my saxophone and play with the band. Can I do that one night?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Aren't they terrific?
So oh yeah, they're all great. So I had my piano in a hinge on the edge of the stateroom because it was kind of tight there where you have your bed where you sleep. And I would pull it up and sit it on my knees after we'd have a show and plug in my headphones so I wouldn't disturb the crew. And so I wrote all my songs like that. And USA was interesting. It was a little different than the rest, but...
Is it old to you? I mean, because everybody wants you to do it, but do you still get a little bit of a chill down your spine when you do that song and the audience just goes nuts?
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
I think that's awesome that you do.
And I have other songs, of course, that I sing that I've written, and other songs I haven't written that I know the audiences that they love because they bought an awful lot of records, so I know they're fans somewhere. But it depends, I think, on who's in the audience, particularly on our DoD USO tours, if I'm on an aircraft carrier or an air base or an Army base. Or just a large fan base just wonderful Americans who love the country, and it becomes very obvious the moment that the song begins, you know, that they are loving my tribute to our country.
It still touches me every time. It's one of those songs you just have to believe is inspired and anointed. It's like God gave you that song to encourage America. And you know, I think about that, but I mean, you've had 35 Billboard chart-busting songs. You've had lots of _1 songs. So it's not like you're not a one-hit wonder, for heaven's sakes. You've done dozens of things that have hit the top of the charts. But that's the one that first and foremost come to mind when they think about Lee Greenwood.
Well, God Bless USA, or if you want to call it Proud to Be American, because I have a children's illustrated book called that, Proud to Be an American, which is kind of the story of how I got started and a little boy who loves the country. Of all the songs that I've written and sang on stage, there is a little special meaning to that, and I believe you're right. And I've said that same thing that you said. I believe God gave me that song.
I truly do, and I think every American who hears it believes it. Let me tell you, that is one talented man and someone who truly loves our country. Now, you knew we were not going to end this show without a performance by Lee. So here's Keith to tell you about it.
Well, be sure to visit Lee Greenwood's website for his latest music and how to see him when he visits your town. You can also purchase a Proud to Be American t-shirt and hoodie. It's all at leegreenwood.com, and you can follow him at @TheLeeGreenwood.